Hello to everyone. Today I will show you how to repair your iPhone 7 broken LCD screen. So you need few things in order to repair your screen. The first thing you need is a brand new screen which you can buy cheap online. And then you need few tools. The first tool you need is a Phillips screwdriver, which is most commonly used for iPhones and other phones. The second tool you need is a 3-point screwdriver, which is again commonly used for Apple phones. And the third tool you need is a torque screwdriver, which mostly you use to open the bottom screws for most of the iPhones. The next part you need is a steel sponger, which will help to lift up the screen and some other component. And then the next tool you need is a tweezer. Tweezer we will use during the repair, so which is very helpful and handy. First step is you should use a heat gun in order to soften the adhesive, which will make this adhesive more soft, and then it will be very easy for you to take the screen off because it's attached with the main base with adhesive. So I will soften this adhesive, and then easily you can. Now I will open the bottom screws by using the pentalobe screwdriver. And what would advise you to keep them in a way or in a sequence so that you remember where they're going to go back when you put the new screen back. Now we have to open the screen, and to open the screen we have to use the steel spudger. Just push the steel spudger into the screen and then go from bottom to top. Go just through gently and try to remove the adhesive very gently. And then from the other side, just try to remove, and then you will see screen will start opening. Just make sure you do not push so hard or do not force, otherwise it could cause the LCD connectors and the earpiece connectors damage, which are on the right hand side of the LCD. Just be gentle because these ribbons and flexes are extremely fragile. So the next thing is you have to remove the steel plate, and in order to remove the steel plate we have to use this 3-point screwdriver, which you can easily buy anywhere from online, and you can even order from us. So you have to open these 4 screws, and then we have to remove this steel metal plate, which is keep holding LCD connectors to the board securely. You can normally use sponger, but I normally use my nails because it's easy for me. And then keep the screws next to the each component of the part, then it will be very easy for you to when you assemble on the new screen. The next thing is you have to remove the battery connector. Again, you can use spudger, steel spudger to remove, but I use my nails. I prefer because it's very easy for me. So if you have got a big nail, you can do, or you can use steel spudger, whatever is easy for you. So first remove the first connector, and then remove the second connector of the LCD. So after you have removed these connectors, the next thing is you have to open the screws for the earpiece plate, metal plate. So you have to use Phillips screwdriver, which again you can normally buy online. There are 2 screws, so you have to open both of them. So now you have to remove the earpiece metal plate. After you remove the earpiece metal plate, then the next thing you have to remove earpiece connector, which is connected on the board. Again, you can use a spudger, but I normally use my nails, which is easy for me. That's it. The screen has been removed from the main frame. Now we have to remove these 4 screws by using the 3-point screwdriver, and then remove this steel metal plate. After you remove the home button steel metal plate, we have to remove the home button flex from the LCD flex. So we have to use this steel sponger in order to remove this home button flex from the LCD flex. This is a very fragile job, so you have to be very careful because the ribbons and flexes are very fragile and very easy to rip off. Once it's ripped off, you wouldn't be able to use your home button or finger sensor. What I normally do, I normally hold the LCD connector from the bottom and then I gently remove the home button connector from the top with very carefully, because once you break your home button would never ever work even if you change the home button. Then we have to remove these 6 screws from the left and the right hand side of the screen. Now open the side 6 screws with that 3-point screwdriver. Now we have to open the earpiece screws. There are 6 screws and you have to use the Phillips screwdriver. I would advise you to keep all the screws next to each component again, then it will be very easy for you to when you assemble on the new screen. Because mostly people are always confused and they misplace the screws and then they don't know where they're going to go back. So always keep in a sequence and you should do the same thing. The next thing is you have to remove the earpiece metal plate and then remove the earpiece. So after you have removed the earpiece, the next thing is you have to remove the earpiece flex and then you have to remove the home button flex. So I will remove the home button flex very gently and slowly. Just use a steel sponger and just try to peel that off and remove the adhesive very gently. Again, if you break the home button, you wouldn't be able to use because Apple has programmed the home button to the board even if you replace with a new home button. So just be very gentle and careful when you remove the home button. That's it. Home button has been removed. And now we will remove the front camera flex. Again, all these flexes are very fragile, so just be very careful. Just slowly gently peel off and then try from the other side and just try to remove the adhesive very gently and slowly. Do not try and rush or do not try to push or force, then you will cause a damage and then you have to buy a new part. That's it guys, nearly we have removed the front camera flex. As you can see, I have put the all screws in a sequence, so I would advise you to do the same thing, so it will be very easy for you. The next thing is we have to remove this LCD plate. Again, just use a steel sponger and try to remove it very gently. There is a wee bit of adhesive, just peel it off very slowly and gently and then it will come off. So for your convenience, I have put the picture of iPhone 7 screws diagram. As you can see from the picture, all the screws goes back to the component which they belong to, and that makes the life very easy when you put them back to a new screen, which the mostly people are always confused where they're going to go and no one explained before in the video. So that's here for you to make your life easy. Now we have to put the LCD plate back on the new LCD, and you will see it will adjust very easily. And then we have to put these 6 screws back and we have to use the same 3-point screwdriver. So the next step is you have to put the home button back from the old screen to the new screen, because the new, if you will put the new home button, it wouldn't work. So the home button goes from the front, or you can put through this side. Just be very gentle, and just we will lift up LCD connector with the sponger, and then connect them very gently. That's it. That has been connected. So after it has been connected, then you have to put the home button plate back, and then put the 5 screws back on the home button plate, steel plate. Then again you have to use the same 3-point screwdriver, and then put these 5 screws back. So after you have put the home button flex and home button plate back, we have to now put the front camera flex back onto the new screen. So just strike the back gently. It has got adhesive on it, new screen, so I will go gently. Then put the earpiece back. Make sure the earpiece gold pins touch the gold points on the ribbon flex, then earpiece will work. And then push the camera into the socket, and then connect the, then put the steel plate back, which keep this earpiece and front camera flex secure tight on the screen. And then put these 6 screws back with the Phillips screwdriver. So now connect the front camera flex to the board, and that's it. That has been connected. And the next thing is you have to connect the LCD connectors onto the board. Just be very gentle with these connectors, because flexes are very fragile and very easy to break, and if it ripped off, then you have to buy a new one because it wouldn't work. And that's it. It has been connected. And the next thing is to connect the battery connector. Just click it and that will be connected. So then test the new screen and make sure everything works. So touch screen is working perfect. That's good. And now put the front camera flex plate back onto the board, and then put these 2 screws back with the Phillips screwdriver. After you have put them, then the next thing is put the LCD connector plate back, and then put these 4 screws with the 3-point screwdriver in the same way in the sequence when you opened to change the LCD. So after you have put the LCD plate back, then just put the LCD back onto the frame. Just put from the top and just press very gentle through the left and the right hand side, and from the bottom. Remember to first put from the top, because it goes from the top first. And then finally put the last 2 screws back on the bottom. And that's the second screw. And the job is done. So thank you very much, guys. The phone is working perfect, and we have fixed the iPhone 7 screen. If you really like my video, please do not hesitate to ask me anything, and thanks again for watching the video.